Alrighty, number 4 on the list of these, or 5, I mean, on the list of new marquees that'll be coming out, era marquees that'll be coming out to the game, is Yoda and Chewie. This is another one of those ridiculously random characters. It's kind of like when this game first came out and they had Mob Enforcer and Cup and Stormtrooper Han, and it was like, what are they doing? Just reaching out the bottom of the barrel for anything? Like, this is kind of weird. Yoda and Chewie was only a brief thing in episode 3, right? When all the bad stuff happens and, you know, Order 66 is in effect, and then it goes to Yoda and it shows that those clone troopers are creeping up, but then Yoda senses them and takes them out, and then he jumps on Chewie, and then they walk away, him and Tarfful. Like, this is wicked random, but okay. I don't know how you make a kit out of a character that really had barely any screen time, and it was just showing them walking away, but okay. So anyways, it's going to be a support. It's going to be a Galactic Republic, it's going to be a Jedi, and a Wookiee. Okay? It's kind of like the 3PO and Chewie, how he's a Wookiee and a droid. Like, it's so goofy, it doesn't even make sense, but alright. Anyways, Yoda and Chewie will be ferociously releasing 3rd in the era of Anniversary. We took heavy inspiration from the iconic scene of the Battle of Kashyyyk and Revenge of the Sith, where we get to see the bond between Yoda and Chewbacca as Chewie helps Yoda escape Kashyyyk after Order 66 has been declared. Been declared. What did they say that he's releasing 3rd? So yeah, technically he's 4th though, but this is the 5th character. What kit reveal am I missing? What am I forgetting here? We went over Barriss, we went over IG-90, and we went over Vader. Whatever his little ending thing was, Duel's End. So that's 3, if you don't count Luke. So, like, what are they talking about releasing 3rd? One of those other ones must be a Conquest or something, and I didn't realize? What's going on here? I don't know. Anyways, apparently he's releasing 3rd. Sure. I thought Vader was, but okay. Anyways, we had fun with all the names for the abilities in Yoda and Chewie's kit. Combining distinctive features from both characters, fur and the Force, we coined the term the Force and replaced famous quotes with this new word. We hope you enjoy the names as much as we do. Probably not. They're just stupid because you guys are stupid. Especially you, meathead. After the era ends... Wow, Yens, yep. After the era ends, Yoda and Chewie's squad vision will serve as a lift for Tarfful's Wookiee squad. Yoda and Chewie have synergy with any Wookiee, but works best with Tarfful lead, Zalbar, Clone Wars Chewbacca, and veteran smuggler Chewbacca. You know, that's what they say, and I'd like to be able to listen to them, because they developed the character and the kit and all this, and you'd think they'd know what they're talking about, but it seems like anytime you take advice from CG, it's the wrong thing. So... sure, that's what they suggest, but just take it with a grain of salt and work on your own compositions. He probably works best as like a Jedi somehow. You know, putting him on a Jedi Galactic Republic team probably works better than putting him with Wookiees like they're suggesting, so... Anyways, his event begins on December 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific, which actually is pretty dang close at in relation to the time of this recording. The time of this recording is Monday, December 8th. At, what is it, like 10:30 p.m.? So, yeah, 8 plus 7 is 15, so that's next Tuesday at this point. So that's actually pretty close. Anyways, design notes. I don't know why design's bold and notes isn't. In each of Yoda and Chewie's abilities, we wanted to combine elements that feel like they're coming from both Yoda and Chewie individually, combined in one cohesive ability. Damaging 3 times, for example, demonstrates the powerhouse Chewbacca is with his bowcaster, and the speed up, a thematically appropriate buff from a Jedi, like Yoda, to make Yoda and Chewie faster to deliver more support to their Wookiee allies. Inspiration. We considered what each character would bring to the battle if they found themselves facing off against opponents during their escape. Yeah, so you completely made this up. Hold on, what? Special ability 1? Where's the basic? Oh, I missed all this. What the heck happened? I scrolled too far. Okay, basic ability. May the Force be with you. Deals special damage to target enemy 3 times, and Yoda and Chewie gain speed up for 1 turn. Okay, and then we already read this other crap. Special 01 ability. One with the Force. All Wookiees allies recover 20% health and protection and gain foresight for 2 turns. If Tarfful was the ally in the leader slot, At the start of battle, all Wookiee support allies gain Frenzy for 1 turn, which can't be copied or dispelled. Frenzy, every time I hear that, I think of Biston. I think he was the first character to have Frenzy, if I'm not mistaken. Design notes. We wanted an ability that is really simple but effective, that really packs a punch. Yoda providing the support like recovery and foresight in true Jedi fashion, and Chewbacca granting the Frenzy to support Wookiees to get in more turns to get the upper hand in battle. Synergies. Obviously, a Tarfful lead for this squad will have immediate benefits. You'll see a common theme with foresight playing into other aspects of the kit. Inspiration. Yoda brings the foresight, Chewie brings the frenzy. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're onto something. I just made fun of how they said their synergies with Wookiees. I was like, yeah, okay, take it with a grain of salt. But now here they got a direct call out to Tarfful. Like, this ability really only works, well, works better, I guess, if Tarfful is in the leader slot. And actually, yeah, this ability only works if you're with Wookiees. It says all Wookiee allies recover this. So if you're with Jedi, then I guess only you're healing. Or otherwise, this gets the whole entire team. Fact. Who are all the current Wookiee support characters that will take advantage of the latter half of this ability? Yoda and Chewie, of course, and Tarfful are currently the 2 Wookiees that will be gaining Frenzy via this ability. What? Tarfful's not a support, though. He's a leader. What are you talking... What? Wait a minute. That's kind of lame. So it's only them 2? What? I don't understand. I don't think... Did they answer this question right? I'm confused now. Special 02 ability, The Force Awakens. Dispel all buffs on all enemies and deal special damage to them. And distract target enemy for uno turn. If Tarfful was the ally in the leader slot at the start of battle, Yoda and Chewie assist, dealing 55% less damage, and all Wookiee allies gain advantage for 2 turns. Design notes. Distract is a new debuff being introduced with Stormtrooper Luke. It felt fun and thematic here. Plus, an AoE with an assist call attached is always fun. Synergies. Similar to Yoda and Chewie's Special 01, the synergy is Tarfful in the leader spot. Fact. What does Distract do again? Distract. Can't gain bonus turn meter. Yeah, it makes sense because you're distracted, get it? So you're not going to take a turn or anything if you're not focusing on what you should be focusing on. Unique 01 ability. The first is my ally. At the start of each encounter, Wookiee allies gain Foresight for 2 turns. Okay, it's kind of solid. If all allies were Wookiees at the start of battle, Yoda and Chewie gain Master's Training until the end of battle. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally at a turn, that ally gains 5% turn meter. Whenever an ally gains Foresight, they gain 10% offense, stacking max 100% until the end of battle, once per turn. And... what? Wait, how are you gonna... gain offense... What? It says you gain Foresight once per turn, and it says that you gain offense stacking... This doesn't make sense. Whenever an ally gains Foresight, they gain 10% offense, but it can stack to 100%, but then it says once per turn. Well, that would be 10 times if you're going to get to 100%, so what? Something's not making sense there. Anyways, and 5% turn meter, and whenever Foresight expires on an ally, inflict a stack of off balance on a random enemy who didn't already have it for 1 turn, once per turn. But see, that says whenever Foresight expires... Oh, wait, once per turn. I see, never mind. This isn't per encounter, this is just per your turn. I get it now. My bad, I'm misinterpreting these words. Because I was about to say, this one didn't make sense either. It says whenever Foresight expires, and I was like, but you can only do it once? Yeah, per turn, not per encounter. There's a huge difference there. I'm thinking encounter. My bad. Alright, oh, this has an Omicron as well, it seems like. It didn't tell you this. But anyways, while in Grand Arenas, and if there are no Galactic Legend enemies, Wookiee allies gain 25 speed and 40% critical damage. If all allies were Wookiee at the start of battle, all allies gain Master Training until the end of battle. Whenever an ally attacks at a turn, they inflict the target enemy with a stack of damage over time for 1 turn. Whenever an ally gains Foresight, they also gain Retribution for 2 turns, and whenever Foresight expires, remove 5% turn meter from all enemies. The first time each ally defeats an enemy, inflict all enemies with Fear for 1 turn, and all allies gain Foresight for 1 turn. It's almost like, what's his name? Qui-Gon's leader ability. Almost. It's actually a little bit better though, because your enemies all get fear. At the start of each of Yoda and Chewie's turns, inflict all enemies with vulnerable for 1 turn. Whenever Yoda and Chewie use a special ability while they have foresight, they trigger all stacks of damage over time on all enemies, and inflict disarm on the target enemy for 2 turns, or until Yoda and Chewie are defeated, and remove it from all enemies, which can't be copied, spelled, evaded, or resisted. Whew, that's a lot going on there. At first it sounded wussy. I'm like, while in Grand Arenas, Wookiees gain 25 speed and 40 critical damage. And I was like, that's dumb. And then it was like, oh wait. Design notes. While the Omicron is quite long, the meat and potatoes of the unique is very simple but effective. We wanted to utilize mechanics that other existing Yodas have in Swigo, like Master's Training and Foresight, to create a true Yoda feeling in Yoda and Chewie, while also allowing Wookiees to get the offensive power they deserve by scaling their offense with Foresight. That is a very clunky sentence. I feel like you should have had a comma there instead of a period at the end of Chewie. Because while also allowing Wookiees to get the offensive power they deserve by scaling their offense with Foresight, it feels like you need to have something after that, like comma, blah, 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 blah. Very similar to how Tarfful has scaling offense with defense. That's a terrible sentence too. What the heck? Maybe that should say something like, this is very similar to how, not just very similar to how. Anyways, synergies. We see some of the payoff from the special one giving out Foresight here with additional offense. Why does that look wrong? That's supposed to be an S, right? OFFENSE? Yeah, what the heck? In turn meter. As well as throwing off balance on enemies. Additionally, for GAC, we looked at mechanics across many other Wookiees to become even stronger to synergize with their kits, while also creating new thematic experiences like fear whenever an enemy is defeated by a Wookiee ally. And we can see the next kit reveals right there, which means this one is over. So what did this have? Only 4 abilities total. You have a unique, 2 specials, and a basic. Yep, so 4 abilities. And I guess I was wrong. This has ridiculously strong Wookiee synergy, which, since it has that, what's the point of putting the Galactic Republic and Jedi tag on there then? There's almost no synergy with Galactic Republic or Jedi, so it's kind of just pointless. I mean, I guess the only synergy would be if you put them under like a team of Jedi or a team of Galactic Republic. Whoever was in the leader slot, they'd be able to piggyback on that leader ability, but otherwise this whole kit centers around Wookiees, and really centers around you putting Tarfful as the leader, specifically. So, yeah, those 2, Galactic Republic and Jedi, are almost pointless. You know what I mean? It's not like Sith Trooper, how he has Sith tags and First Order tags, and he works pretty well under either composition. This, not so much. It's like Wookiee only, with Yoda hanging out, which I guess this is really what it is. I mean, it was Yoda just hitching a ride on Chewie's shoulder. But anyways, I mean, I guess it sounds halfway decent with other Wookiees. The Omicron actually does sound pretty solid too. What was it for? Grand Arena? Yeah, so that's pretty solid. They gained way too many boosts. I can't even remember what we said because there was so much going on. So, yeah, I guess that's all I got for this one. And we have 1 kit reveal left to do. That is the new Bounty Hunter Dark Disciple Asajj Ventress. And then we'll be all caught up on these new stupid era kit reveals. But until that, or whatever else comes next, I said see ya.